Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, January the 14th. Nadia Navarrete-Tindall is with us today, and of course, she is an expert on native plants. Today, we're going to talk about making flour from Burr Oak Acorns.
That's
and
right.
I've never heard of that before, Nadia. Why
Yeah.
don't you show the Burr? You got the Burr Oak here, the acorns.
Yes, we have, yes, if you can see, and we have a picture for those of you who are watching
Yeah.
in TV. There is, but they are really large acorns.
Yeah, the Burr Oak Acorns.
Yes, and the reason for, I prefer to use these ones because they are the sweetest, one of the sweetest
And you
acorns.
make flour out of it.
Yes, and the process is a little, it might be lengthy, but not cumbersome. It just you just have to do it. It's fun. So you have to leach the acorns. You have to take them out of the shell, and then they have to be leached or pass through several changes of water.
Okay, let me ask you something here. Can you make the flour out of white oak acorns or only out of Burr Oak acorn?
Well, the white oaks are the sweetest compared to the red.
But they're smaller.
Yes, but the red oak acorns are a little bitter, and the white oak acorns are a little sweeter. And the reason for that is because there are tannins in the acorns, in all the acorns, but white oaks have less. But still, you do have to leach them in several changes of water. That the tannins will go away just by putting them in water.
How long do you keep them in water?
Well, it depends on, you just have to keep trying. In my case, I do 5 different changes of water. I put them overnight. I change the water, let them sit for another day. So in total, it's a 5-day process.
All right. Now, how do you make the flour then from the acorn? Do you put it in a blender?
Yes. Well, actually, I use a food processor.
A food processor.
And you have to, in the case of Burr Oaks, they're so large that you can just cut them with a knife. And if you are processing a lot, and then you use a food processor, and but you have to be sure that they are not too mushy or too cut.
Right.
Just mince.
Now, what you're explaining, it's really a lot of detail. Can people just go out and buy Burr Oak flour, or is it you can't buy it?
It is very expensive. You want to pay from $27 to $100, depending where the quality. Yeah, of course you can find them, but they are not very. They're very limited.
Okay,
commercially.
so if you can find the Burr Oak acorns, it's much cheaper to make your own flour, and then you can tell people, I made this flour myself, right?
And one thing is that we're trying to find producers here in Missouri. My program is called Specialty Crops Program. So we're trying to use crops that people are not familiar with, and they can make money. Somebody who has some extra time to spend, maybe is retired or have a part-time job, they can learn to make this acorn flour, and I can help to sell it.
So is this all available on the website with
Yes.
Lincoln University?
Yeah, they have an article that I wrote, and I can make it available through the Facebook page, Native Plants and More, or they can send me an email to my Lincoln University email.
Okay, so if you're interested in doing this, and maybe you farm a little business on the side, that is if you can get enough acorns, right? But you can go to the Lincoln University website with Nadia, and all that information will be there.
Actually, they can contact me on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And I don't have it in the website yet, but they can find me and they send an email. And the things with acorns, they are very nutritious.
Okay.
So people really need to think about it. That it's a source that we have it abundantly, and it can be used.
Now, why are oaks good for the environment? You want to talk about that?
Yes, there is a recent book that Doc Tallamy, one of my heroes, wrote about oaks. He has studied oaks for I don't know how many years. And one of the important things about oaks is that they are host plants for many butterflies and moths. And birds depend on caterpillars for
that
their
are on the
young.
oaks.
Yes. So oaks are really, really, we can plant wildflowers, but oaks, by adding oaks into a garden, you are really diversifying
Right.
the insects in your yard.
And the oaks live for 70, 100, 150 years or so, if we're fortunate.
Actually, Burr Oak is the longest known. The one that lives the longest is about 600 years.
600 years?
It's a Burr Oak, based on based on studies.
Yeah. Now, I'm
done
very
here in
fortunate
Missouri.
to have many oak trees on my land, and I had the conservation department up there once and estimated that the one in my front yard is about 200 years old or more.
Yeah. So, and then it would be another 100 years. If it's a white oaks usually live up to 300 based on.
They live up to 300 years?
Yes. So,
Hopefully it will outlive me.
Yes, and hopefully we'll have some saplings that will be growing next to it, and they will replace the old one. So there is always, if you are protecting your trees, it's just, you're going to have them forever.
Yeah, hopefully so. If you want more information about any of this, you can contact Nadia on her Facebook page or at your Lincoln University.
Yes.
And now you made, what did you make that you brought out here?
Well, we have a picture of the whole dessert. This is called quesadilla. This is actually a recipe from my own country, El Salvador. So what you're seeing here is a blend of two cultures. I took the recipe from my country, but I added acorn flour.
So it's made from acorn flour.
It's actually flavor. It's not like, I didn't substitute the flour because it could be very strong. So I just added it to add that nutty flavor.
Okay. Is that recipe available on your website?
It is in the article that I mentioned.
Okay.
It's available and I can share it with people.
Nadia, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you're always interesting to have. Can I taste one of those?
Of course.
All
Tell
right.
me.
And
I
if
hope
would
that you like it.
It's something that you would like to, it kind of smells like gingerbread. If there's something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email. That's pepperp@missouri.edu, and have yourself a wonderful afternoon. And the thing is, if you're going out and about and you're going to be around people, please wear that mask. See you then. Bye-bye.